Playing in his 350th full game for Dundee United, a marvellous record, very consistent performer, and long will I remember him scoring one of the greatest goals seen at Parkhead in actual fact. He was signed from Hamilton and he was a striker, although he's changed now, and I remember him really letting go at a ball from just under the commentary position, full 35 yards, rattled into the back of the net. So he's capable of doing that, and a lot of European teams understand him, not just as a defender, but as a very good attacker. Well, last week we had a general practitioner refereeing the game. This week we have a pathologist, no less, Andrew Waddle. Next week, Dr. Kildare. Off we go on a perfect day for football. Pitch looks in good nick. Great temperature for the game. It's a sharp day. Dundee United, of course, with this excellent record. Very eager to maintain it. That was the shape of the man they call Rambo, Alan McInally. Danny McGrain. Last time I saw him at Parkhead against St Mirren, he was quite superb. Malpas. Seemed to lose touch with the ball, but picked up by Tommy Burns. To McStay, who scored that quite brilliant goal at Motherwell last week. There's McInally. Striving very hard to get a regular place in the Celtic side in full stop. Couldn't bring that down. David Nenny on to Johnson. He's onside. Oh, a good effort. McInally couldn't quite get the ball properly under control. And there he is. Remember his father, Jackie McInally, used to play for Kilmarnock, tall, lanky player. I would say that Alan is probably more substantially built than his father. They probably won't like me saying that. The father, I mean. Redford to Mill. Well, that was a very snappy shot indeed. Yes, a good effort. Celtic goalkeeper not greatly troubled by it, but it's about as good as Mill could manage. Roy Aitken, as I said last week in the interview with them, he's having one of his best seasons ever. Redford tried to knock it back and almost gets there. Good play by United again. Now, too straight, too obvious, too fast. Scudder tries to go around at the back, and Aitken, I think, no, McGugan, in fact, it was McGugan who was fouled. Paul McGugan. That was rather silly ball there to put forward. Oh, a nice move by Maurice Malpas. Great play though by Aitken. Equal of it. Well, that's deft and subtle play by Malpas. Shuffling one way or the other. The Celtic defence always fearful of a pass to either side, and he took advantage right through the gap. Aitken covering him off. Oh, that's in. Yes. The simplest of goals by Dundee United. David Dodds scores his first goal of the season. First goal in the Premier Division, and Dundee United are 1-up. 6 minutes. Little knot of Dundee United supporters. That lad doing the jig there in the middle. No wonder. I mean, it looked as if it was a goalkeeper's ball all the way. The Celtic defence rather transfixed. The goalkeeper injured in the process of going down, and that ball trickled over, although Dodds, in all honesty, could have bust the net with it if he'd wished. Shot and much too weak. Now, Celtic are not going to get all that many glimpses of that goal like that. They've got to take their chances. It was far too innocuous. Dugan. Malpas after him. Malpas having an outstanding game. Eamon Bannon. There's McGrain in the tackle. Superbly done. Tackling and turning all in a one. Oh, what a pass though. Here's Mill, took his eye off it. Alphys. Here's Mill. Sturrock's on the outside. There's Sturrock. Drifted across goal and swept away by Peter Grant as Dundee United mounted that swift and very typical counter-attack using the pace of both Mill and Sturrock. That tantalising ball across the goal mouth, which might have been snapped up by Bannon on the far side. This is a corner. Well, Sturrock didn't even bother going for it. Johnson took up good position. Well, neat turning by Grant, and the 1-2 looked like hands to me. There's the header by the wrong man. Johnson was further back. I think if you look at it again, you'll probably see what I meant there. You couldn't really blame Johnson for going in for the header, but McClare, slightly behind him, was in a better position. And alas for Celtic, it drifted past the Englishman. Sturrock. Grant came all the way with Sturrock. Sturrock. Holt. He has Redford in the middle along with Mill. There's David Dodds. Just checked a little bit too much. Dodd, great buster by Tommy Burns. Offside for McInally and Johnson. Well, people hate to see this offside policy of clubs, but it was very neatly done there by United. Quick step out, catching the two men in that vulnerable position. Redford couldn't bring it under control, but they get the corner kick. And that sudden menace by United. Mixture of pace and the distribution of players up front. Oh, Goff is up. Hegarty. Oof! Certainly beat the outstretched hand of the goalkeeper, but judging by the attitude of Tommy Burns, he didn't need to lunge out, so I think the angle was always going away from goal. 3 minutes to half time. Such a vital period of the game for any team, and I think particularly now for Celtic, chilling by that goal, wanting to pick themselves and the supporters up, get some noise going. There's Eamon Bannon streaking after that. He's still there with a chance, and he's done it. It's the second goal. Right through one of these gaps, which I said have been suddenly appearing in the Celtic side. Looked as if he might lose possession. Got his way forward, slightly stumbling, and then there it was, an empty goal net. And just before half-time, 3 minutes to go, in fact, United find themselves 2 up. Johnston, bit of a stumble. David Neary is there. Very rarely loses a tackle, Neary. And there's Hegarty. Dodds can't quite get rid of it. McLeod fighting his way forward. Burns drags Bill with them. Whipped away there, this time by John Holt, and there's Redford. And when United get out of trouble, they calm things down, stroke the ball about. Here's Johnston. Bannon trips away very intelligently, and there goes the half-time whistle. Well, you know, I've been talking about the low-key Celtic performance. Well, there's only one reason for it, and that's the way Dundee United have been playing. They snapped that early goal. Certainly they were driven back by Celtic, but they've played with great intelligence on the break. And after Davy Dodds had scored that goal, there was nothing really that Celtic did that looked menacing. But all the time there was a threatened break from the quick players like Bannon and Milne and Sturrock, and eventually it paid off with that second goal by Bannon. Very good solo effort, by the way, when it looked as if he might lose control. And that is an excellent first half for a team who've had a very heavy European night on Wednesday. Well, there was slight relief in the gloom at Parkhead when the half-time score came through from Love Street Paisley. St Mirren beating Rangers 1-0, but only slightly, because it doesn't matter what the other half of the Old Firm do in their respective cases. At this moment in time, Celtic are looking like a team finding it very hard indeed to pick themselves up, find any inspiration, and contend with this kind of attacking. Maurice Malpas, who's been quite the outstanding man in the field, I think. McStay. McLeod to McClare. Celtic will want to strike quickly. There's McInally, but Goff is there. What an excellent clearance by the big man. David Dodds, and once again United hem back. Only Redford up. Need enough turn, and that should be picked up by Billy Thompson. I think we'll see a lot of this in this game with Celtic now trying to fire in all cylinders, go hard at this United, but very composed United defence. Is booked. Now that comes about really as a result of persistence. He's been doing it throughout the match. He's had about 6 fouls against him. Leary, Malpas dragged it one way, then the other. United pivoting round Malpas today. Bannon dragging it right to the line and gets a corner. Actually, it worked out very well, because I imagine he didn't think he had much chance of rounding Danny McGrain. So he dragged it all the way down the touchline, right to the goal line, gets a corner. Here's Milne. It's a chip. Well, neatly done by Milne. What a player this could be if he played to his full potential. That is the problem with him. I mean, the manager realizes how great he is, but sometimes you can never predict how exactly he's going to play. That's a better ball by McStay. Warren Johnson. And it goes as McInally tries to turn it round. And here's Sturrock. All the time in the world. Decides to go for Redford. And again, Malpas steps in. Oh, that's not a bad ball. Redford going for it. Look at Bona. Oh, Redford turned away from it. Oh, dear. Oh, really? If ever that was a case of a player who should keep his eyes on the ball and not kind of shrink away for a tackle, it was that, because the goalkeeper was really caught wrong-footed. Goff. Milne, great tackle again by Burns. Although now at this stage, I suppose Celtic would like to see Burns going forward a lot more. Milne looks for a 1-2, doesn't quite come as Goff came forward. Well, that's a free kick, surely. Question is being booked. And that is the worst kind of booking, in fact, when there is dissent. You know, players are never going to win an argument with the referee. Well, they're human, they get angry, and sometimes they think referees make wrong decisions. Indeed, referees do make wrong decisions. But you never win arguments. Here's Grant. Celtic with a dander up. Grant. Holt, oh, he did that very neatly, Holt. Superb play. Full stirrup. Down it goes as the race is on, and Aiken will win that one. Redford had no relish to get after that. There's a run there by Milne. He's not offside. Got a turn by Milne. He's got nothing out of Burns at all. He set the corner kick on that occasion. Oh, there we are, the very silky player that Celtic always imagined as a midfield left-sided player going forward, playing as well as any left back in the country at the moment. Challenges, David Dodd gets a shot in right through the tunnel. A good shot by Dodds, quick, trotted at it, and a bit of pace, but far too straight. "17 minutes gone of the second half, still 2-0 for United." Almost an apology there from Bannon. Oh, it's a good ball. Coyne has it. He's on his own, though. No, support by Sturrock. And Milne. Dodds. Malpas caught in possession. That was very loose. Well, he drove in for the ball, it seems to me. But he must have caught Maurice Johnson, quite obviously caught Maurice Johnson. Well, that's very unfortunate. Maurice Johnson taken off for that. There's McStay's first touch and away by Dodds. Woodac's Tooney, great interception. Bannon comes in. Malpass. Here's Bannon. Round the side. Chalmers. David Neary. Malpass. Well, the referee waving play on. I don't know what Malpass was appealing for. Forward goes McStay. Free kick. Looking to surely. Yeah, Neary booked for that. He has an innocent and angelic and surprised expression in his face. Modern McLeod could bring Celtic alive with us, he doesn't. Oh dear, that must be one of the worst he's ever taken. Sturrock, slight misjudgment on it. Chalmers. There's David Neary, Bannon. Flicks it clear, and the safety pass. McGugan. I don't know quite what happened there. Looked set up for the perfect header, he did. That's better by McGugan because Milne would have taken him, I think, on speed. McGugan and Sturrock, they play safe. I must say I was quite impressed, very impressed by his performance in Madrid away from home against Atletico Madrid. Night of tension for him, his European debut, and he remained utterly calm the 3 days we were out there. Sturrock. Milne. With his favourite little shuttle. There's Bannon, it's a great goal by Bannon. Number 3. Oh yes. Not sure of any goals he scores with his head, but the way that was drifted across to him, he was in a perfect position and he decided to really bullet it and give Celtic goalkeeper no chance, and that's exactly what happened, and Celtic simply have no answer to this Dundee United performance. Back goes the defence, in goes Malpas yet again. Well, I think Celtic may get the free kick for that. Malpas, who was doing a business studies course, is obviously an intelligent young man. It shows in his football, applies himself well, good vision. Had a marvellous game for Scotland in Cardiff, and the pressure was really on. Oh, that's a good ball by Buns again. Great save. And really the first test, the real test of Billy Thompson in the entire match.